Alright guys, this right here is the reason you don't abandon a septic tank and leave the line hooked to the old tank. This is an old abandoned septic line. I didn't really put two and two together till recently here, but a couple years back when we were doing we did a home edition out back over here. I dug the foundation. We hit this line. We just nipped it with and then I started chasing it out. I found the old tank. This thing was still hooked up to the old tank. It looks so good, actually. I thought it was still the existing tank, which I was hoping not because it's old brick. But we also found the existing tank. It's out here as well. So this is an old abandoned line. And the reason you don't want to do this, the reason you don't want to cheap out and not dig up your old tank and dig up part of your old line is this right here. Now, I don't know how well it shows on camera, but it's dug out pretty deep in here. There's been a lot of water washed through here. And you actually go from, let me get the light down here. So you actually go from PVC, right back here you transition to clay tile. And clay tile tends to not seal that well over the years. So what would happen is every time it would rain, we bought the house when it was a real dry couple years. We never really had any problems. And it got wetter and you'd see water push through this wall. I'm like, how does that happen? Because you can see the old exterior wall is right there. So I was thinking, how's water pushing through 6 feet of dirt? And I mean, it would do it in an hour. An hour from the rain, you'd have water rolling through here. And granted, it's a little bit of a shorter path this way, but it always puzzled me. Until now, I've taken off all the previous homeowner just covered this up with these wooden bench tops that he had made. But now that I see it, I thought they had actually abandoned the line, but when we dug up the old tank, they didn't. So what would happen is that every time it rained, that old tank would fill with water. Push that water back up this, because they did abandon the drain field. They put in a brand new drain field. So its drain field was plugged up, causing issues. They put in a whole new drain field, dug out that old one, put in a whole new drain field, brand new tank, big concrete tank. This is an old brick tank. Left the brick tank, left it connected. When you had the excavator out here, it wasn't much effort just to dig that old tank up, cap this line. And that's pretty well what we did. So my problems pretty well went away a couple years ago when we did that. Because we dug out that old tank, got rid of it, and just packed a bunch of dirt up in this thing. It good clay, so it it doesn't flow, and then filled the hole in. So I don't have an open path to just a bunch of water coming in here. And that stopped all the water rolling through this wall. So now we're going to fill this in with gravel and then put some concrete over it just to make sure that rodents and mice don't have a good little travel path here to nest in. But and that's how I discovered it. I had some mice issues here recently, that they were actually living up under these wooden bench tops. So, but the moral of the story is, if you're having septic work done, maybe somebody's telling you that you need a brand new tank. If you're having issues with the old tank backing up into the house, don't just abandon the old tank. Yes, the new tank will fix it, because this line's completely abandoned. There's another line about in this area. It drops down. It doesn't get any lower than it comes out of the house pretty high, which ground level outside is about the bottom of that window. So there's ground level. The new line comes out higher. So just looking at it, I knew we had a new line. I didn't realize this could be a problem, but it can be. So make sure you're watching for that. All right, guys, here's the finished product. Nothing special. I just hand formed this edge. Didn't actually put a form board up. Didn't want to drill into these brittle bricks. Still need to do some finish up over here, but we pretty well ran out of Quikrete. So we had 7 bags of Quikrete and then 3 bags of rock. Or 3 5-gallon buckets full of rock, and then 7 bags of Quikrete here. So still curing out, but looks good. A lot better than it was. Just a big hole, gaping hole. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for more.